Oh, was I? Okay.
I think it was over, but
Yeah.
it was basically just where are we going next?
Yeah.
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 Oh, yeah.
Okay. I don't have too much interesting to say about any of this wildlife training that they're trying to offer you. However, I will answer questions about the area if you have them at this point.
Just in or out of character?
This is out of character right now.
Okay.
Mostly, what's going to happen, just in this session that you're having with them, is they're going to teach you some basic survival skills if you run out of, say, food. They tell you not to drink stupid-looking water. Kind of dumb thing. But they do warn you quite a bit about dragons to the northeast. They're not known to be aggressive, but obviously you should avoid them. And they teach you some signs that will tell you where or whether or not a dragon has been in the area, kind of thing. This is a little bit ironic, given that Delod is here, but mostly it's good advice.
Okay.
If you have specific questions, you can ask them now. If not, I'm going to assume that your character knows a decent amount when we're out and about, and you need to make some kind of check like that.
If we do run into a dragon, should we run or fight?
Can I seduce them?
Yikes.
That's a question better for Delid. But in general...
Like, how adult are these dragons we're going to be running into? Full grown? Wormling?
Wait, dragons or dragonborn?
The question of full grown is a little bit hard to answer. For anyone who doesn't know, dragons come in 8 or 9 stages of life.
Yeah.
Ranging from child to thousands of years old. And while there are certainly dragons that are thousands of years old somewhere, they're not usually the ones roaming around. We're likely to run into those in the first half of their life.
Okay. That answers that. Alright. I'm good.
Any sort... Is it like desert area around us? I can't remember.
No. This is
forest.
plains, heavily forested, that kind of stuff. Unchecked.
Any particularly dangerous fauna or something that we should
Could be
avoid?
big.
Fauna? No, not really. It is worth noting that this is wildland. The things you're most likely to run into are roads that dead end, animals that are just hungry and may try to see if you're worth attacking for food or stealing from, and bandits. Although he does note that since you're intending to journey into mountains, that it's easy to get lost if you're not careful to keep a landmark nearby.
Any lesser creatures we should be worried about? Kobolds, goblins? Stuff like that.
There are nasty spiders. But as for more civilized races, they generally keep to themselves further north.
Okay.
You mentioned bandits. Are they all part of some unified bandit group, or are they all like splinters? And I guess are they known to work together?
We're not totally sure how they operate. We do know that they stay away from the southern coast, which is sort of obvious due to military installations. But there seem to be 3 main groups. One controls the Galilee Valley, the other the more eastern part, and then north of the southern coast, specifically northwest of Stormhome, there's another group. But they seem to act pretty loosely organized. It's not... These are not ever going to have an army, we don't think.
Are they like in open conflict with each other at all?
I'm sure they steal from each other, but we're not sure.
So they're, from what you can tell, they're not
particularly
work
allied,
together.
But I'm sure if there was some kind of inquisition, you know.
Okay.
Again, the area you're heading into, it's not totally unsettled. You'll be able to find cities maybe every 3 to 5 days. But the betweenlands between those areas is what we're warning you about right now.
Okay.
Once you make it to Moonhold, you're probably just fine. Aside from mountain travel.
Okay. Do you
Alright.
have any?
Anything else?
Not comes to mind. I guess what would you recommend for not losing ourselves in the mountains? Like tying a rope or some shit, like, or
No, I'm
And,
not
like-
worried about losing each other, just losing your way.
Getting turned around.
Yeah. If you're near Moonhold, you may want to just stay with the riverbank for as long as possible. Other than that, look at the stars. Travel at night if you have to.
okay. Travel at night because
The stars.
So you can, yeah.
the
so you
stars.
can see the
Okay,
stars.
right. Well, I thought that.
I actually have like an
Trans-
app on my phone
thing.
that lets me see the stars during the daytime, so...
Bring a compass, a sextant. Whatever you're able to use.
All right. I think we're Gucci.
Yeah. I don't have any questions for anymore, I guess.
Okay. Then you're going to walk away from this with 1 inspiration dice for specific use on anything wildlife related. Just 1 memory that you'll recall distinctly from this training.
Inspiration. So you mean what? You'll just give us an out or something?
No. Do you know what inspiration dice are?
No,
I know what an inspiration point is, but I don't
know what they are.
dice.
Please
Okay,
explain it
so,
to me.
do you understand how advantage and disadvantage work in 5e?
Yeah.
Eld?
It's just like a flat bonus, right? Or
No.
a flat...
So,
No? Okay, I
when
don't
we
know.
say that a roll has advantage, what we mean is you're going to roll 2 d20s and take the higher roll. Disadvantage is the opposite. An inspiration die allows you, before you make the roll, to call that you have advantage on that roll.
Okay.
So, when you make 1 wildlife check, you can say, I'm going to take my inspiration die from the training to recall what the best course of action is here, and then you roll 2d20 instead of 1.
Mhm.
Okay.
All right. All right. Where do we need to go to next?
Well, that depends. Are you looking to leave now, or are there other questions you seek answers to?
Are we
I
done
don't-
with the hazing?
The hazing. Well, I mean, you need to speak to the head librarian first, obviously. But
Okay. But then other than that, we're good to go.
you should be given a seal of passage, by way of marking yourself as sponsored by the library, which you may want to keep concealed from bandits. But,
Right.
yeah, other than that, I'd say you're about ready.
So did they give us like the? I don't remember. It was like 2 weeks ago when we talked about the. The
candles?
The candles and
Car,
like
or the like
the
vial shit.
paper or whatever. Yeah, like
Flash paper?
I need like any
Yeah.
refresher on all that because I don't remember that really well.
Okay, so in your position right now, you have flash paper, which is a form of instantaneous healing equivalent to a healing potion, but usable in combat. Do you want a refresher on how that works, or
How much do we have?
you have a booklet each? So
How much is a book?
to prevent spamming, it's going to operate mostly like a health potion. So you're allowed 1 per combat, 2 if I feel that the combat is long. It is a bonus action, so you can do it freely on a turn. So it's a little bit better than a potion in that way, which is normally a standard action to drink.
Okay.
So there's 2 ways you can use them. There's the one that's in combat, which is instantaneous and destroys the paper. The second is as a way of heightening your natural regeneration when resting, so you can study the tales and absorb a little bit of their power at a time without actually destroying them. So you'll have, if you do the necessary preparations, you'll have double HP restored from just resting, which is normally a very, very low amount.
Okay.
The other item that you have, or I don't know if you have them yet, we'll say they're being prepared, the candles. They suggested that using a much more condensed version of the same incense/ink that goes into creating the flash paper, you can meditate using those candles, and their scent will allow you to more fluidly operate within those memories in a way, almost like revisiting the past but of someone else's. And then you're going to be given that seal of passage, which we just went over. They also offered you a sling, I believe, each.
Yeah, for flinging. What was it?
What mostly amounts to a stun grenade. So again, that same concept with the Tales of the Past, but this time pointed and direct. And dropping that, which we'll say has 5-foot radius, so 1 square, stuns an enemy, overwhelming their mind with those thoughts and disorienting them. Only lasts 1 round, but it's a diversion. The only problem is you need to know how to use a sling, which you will have received training for, but it doesn't mean you have good bonuses for.
Okay.
The other stuff is any notes that you took during that time. So Longo, you copied down quite a bit of the text. And Dowd has his research.
Mm-hmm.
And then Bull, I believe you just have maps, right?
No, there were no copies because someone else already took them. So I have nothing.
Okay. That means you have your map, though.
Yep.
Did you mark anything on it?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Okay.
Longo, what is your primary weapon? Is it just your fists? Or?
Fists. I don't have a weapon.
Okay. And then you have your rapier, right?
Claws, I guess.
You have
Wait,
a rapier,
no.
right, Bull?
Yeah, I have a rapier and a short bow,
Okay.
and technically 2 daggers, but
I'm going to assume that Longo's unarmored.
Yep.
Bull, what's your AC?
14. I have leather.
And Dowd?
I have leather too, so it's 14.
No dex bonus?
Oh, I don't have any dex.
Okay.
Wait, why would yours be 14?
Or no, 11, not 14. Look, man, don't worry about it.
All right.
So, any other equipment or training that you're interested in?
I don't believe so. And when you say train, never mind. Well, if we're to like get trained in something, would I get like what proficiency with like nature or something in like some specific instance, or are you just talking about the general knowledge stuff?
It's possible that would take a lot more time,
Yeah.
but things like I don't know, first aid, navigation, training with another weapon type, something like that.
Did we not learn anything about first aid at all, or?
No.
We got
I
the
don't,
paper.
do any of us have proficiency in medicine?
No.
No.
Do we have any medical kits?
No.
Unless there's some fault you just kind of gave us, quote
Yeah,
unquote.
we got
then
the flash paper.
The flash paper is
if that counts.
pretty
Yeah.
universal,
Yeah.
but that is not long-term sustained care.
Right. So we probably want to pick up some.
Oh, I guess. Are there any? I guess on the same topic, but are there any sort of like animals that would have any venoms that would require an anti-venom? We could
The
ask.
spiders that he warned you about, although he noted that they are largely underground.
Have they been known to come up, or?
Yeah, they're called wolf spiders. They do hunt
Correct.
above ground, but nothing as large as human.
Okay.
Just don't, walk into their nest and expect everything to be fine, probably.
Okay. Otherwise, no venom.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we probably want a medical kit each, which has like 10 uses. And then, could I learn how to use a scimitar? Because I'd rather use a scimitar than a rapier.
Are you trying to roleplay as a RuneScaper right now?
Hell yeah. Other than that, I don't need anything else.
The library is not the place to learn something like that, but they can recommend to you where you would learn something like that.
How long would that take to learn, do you think?
To become truly proficient with it?
Yeah.
At least a week.
I'll buy one, but I won't take the training. The scimitar.
Okay. Well, there's several
I'll-
dozen merchants who would be thrilled to sell you something like that.
Okay. So 3 medical kits and then a scimitar. How much is that gonna cost?
Here. Altogether, probably no more than 1 gold.
Okay. I'll pay for it.
Okay. We'll say that when you leave the library, you just go out and pick those things up.
Okay.
Sure.
Any other interests?
No.
Nope.
Okay.
Nothing I can think of. No.
In that case, training has concluded, and you are now to seek out the head librarian and get his verdict on whether you'll be sponsored.
All right.
Let us go.
We can have Dragonborn lead the way.
Okay, I lead the way.
Wait, did we ever talk about the if we're taking Delit, or?
I rush us through this area.
If that's a conversation you want to have it now.
Okay, well,
I mean, what is he paying us? Because we're gonna have to carry him.
I'm paying you in knowledge.
yeah, that's not good enough.
Nope.
Alright, how about knowledge and being a a physical, can use my body as, to block arrows. What's the word? Human shield. Yeah, there we go.
What can you give us to not possibly be a liability?
Dude, I can
Do you
talk
know
to
a lot
dragons,
about the
and they said
area?
there's dragons in the area. Yeah, I know a ton
They
about
also
the
said
area.
it's extremely uncommon, though.
Okay, tell that to me after you fucking die to a dragon.
Wow. They didn't say that.
It's uncommon?
They said they're not usually aggressive.
Okay. And you said you know a lot about the area?
Yeah,
How good are you at hiding?
good enough.
Can I run like a check to see if he's fucking with me, or is he actually good at hiding?
That's an insight check.
Hey,
I mean,
can I roll
I'll take
to,
an
to
insight
lie?
check. Do you want me to roll a die for an insight check or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Against his deception or whatever.
+5.
Wait, how do I check this out? What's my deception? Oh wait, I have proficiency in deception.
I have I rolled pretty low here, so we'll see.
So is proficiency just the flat bonus, right? Or,
Yes.
+2, yeah.
or wait,
If
so I
you're
just
using-
do a d20?
But what's your, so what is it right now? What's the base?
I don't know.
The base
So,
is +0.
Yeah, but like
Yeah,
how many?
+5. My deception is +5.
So you have 3 points in deception, dude. What the fuck?
You don't put
Or wait.
points and skills anymore.
Or how do you?
It's
It's
the
just your stat, right? Okay.
yeah.
Stat plus
okay, it's
proficiency.
Right, okay.
+5. Yeah,
Alright.
get out of here.
That's a lucky roll, actually. So 13 versus 22. Does that mean he completely fools me, or
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe he can hide pretty well? All right. What other thing? So he knows the area. He can.
Just
Can he
as
speak
a side
dragon?
note, you could
Yeah, I
resolve,
can
you
speak
could have
dragon.
resolved this without doing a check, and that would have been fine.
Yeah, but
it's more
fun this way.
I could tell by the time he he laughed when he said, "Yeah, really stealthy." I would be like, "Hmm,
I mean, I'm a big ass dragon.
yeah." Wait, you're actually a big. Oh my god. Can you use like a bow or
I
any
can use
magic
simple
since you're not
weapons.
physically capable of anything?
I have a crossbow.
He can throw up on
and
himself.
a dagger. Hey, I've been training my throw up as we're walking. Okay.
Does he just puke on the fucking carpet, or?
I'm storing some acid. Okay, we're chilling.
How long would it take for him to cause his fucking regurgitation to actually be like usable? If he were to stay in town for a week, or not even like a few days, would he be able to actually shoot a projectile? If we allowed him
As far
that
as I'm
time?
concerned, he can shoot a projectile right now if he really wants
Yeah,
to.
I
Okay.
really can. Okay,
Alright,
I just
fine.
had to warm up a little bit.
So I guess I tell him to wait over there, and I beckon to my boy. I don't remember Bull's character's name, and then tell him to come over. And have a little chat.
All right.
So what do you think?
Well, he did get here by himself. Well, I don't know that.
You want to just shout over and ask him?
Yeah. How'd you get here from your home?
I walked.
By yourself?
Yes.
All right.
Across the entire land.
Can I roll another check alone?
What? This isn't
I
even
don't
a lie.
believe him. I don't even believe you.
Alright, you
But it's
can,
not
roll,
even
you can
a
roll
roll.
the check if you want.
Oh my god, I'll do it again.
What you're,
dude.
Well,
what you're
if it-
rolling
you-
against is divine providence that it's actually true. So,
Well, if it's true, then he doesn't even roll deception. I just roll insight,
yeah.
right? Yeah,
That doesn't. Yeah.
I guess. Okay, okay, I know. What is it? I know what this fucking.
Well, you know the truth. I did walk along, right?
He did travel here by himself on foot.
What a waste of a fucking 20, dude. Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't know why you're rolling for that.
I don't fucking know. You
Okay.
blocked here.
You don't have to roll.
Yeah, you don't have to.
Yeah, well, I need to make sure.
Well,
Well, okay, all right. Clarify a little bit here. The roll is not always going to get you the answer.
Yeah. You don't get blessed with divine knowledge.
Alright, ask, okay, you came from where, though?
That mountain range, I forgot. It's Bahamut Spine, right? Yeah, there we go.
Yep.
Are any of the other librarian people around us right now?
Sure.
Like, is someone guiding us to the master, or?
No, you were on your own, but it's not hard to find a librarian.
We're on our own. Okay, is there one, like, around us that I can see?
Sure.
I'm gonna flag one down really quickly.
Sure.
Nearest one. Oh, excuse me, sir, or ma'am.
Sir.
The path from Bahamut's Spine to here, is it quite perilous?
There is no path. That's very far away.
Is it really? Where's the map? Can you link
It's
it again?
literally across the fucking world, dude. I'll link it to me.
Link it in the chat. Like
I
in
did.
D20.
If it
Oh,
will
on
upload to
D20.
Imgur, it
Zoinks! You've taken a wrong turn. Thanks, Imager.
I linked it, dude. Wait. What's fucked about it?
It's
Oh, no, it
probably been
works.
deleted or does not exist at all.
Oh, I need
Try
to,
that one.
no, I need to re-upload it. Okay,
Oh,
wait, no, I need
it's,
to.
it's
Okay.
there in the Discord one for me.
Jeez,
Yeah, me too.
holy
Probably
shit.
because it's cached for us, I guess.
How the fuck did he walk?
I'm a big boy. I'm powerful.
Even if we have to carry him to Moonhold, he might be able to get us to Bahamut's Spine.
Yeah, but
Should we need to go there?
Why would we go there? I mean, I guess he knows the area, which is pretty good. Considering we're...
We can
Dumb.
watch one Dragonborn.
Yeah, but what's the point, though, you know? It could be a detriment to my journey. What if happens... Okay, how about this? He can come along with us, but if there's a point where he's in peril, I'm not gonna go out of my way to save him.
Alright.
Does that sound
Oh.
fair?
Yeah.
Alright, I'll remember this.
Well, we're not talking to you, buddy. You don't know what the fuck we're talking
Oh,
about. You're on the other side of the
okay.
room.
Okay.
Sound
My
good,
ears
though?
get- No,
Yeah.
my perception is shit.
Okay. Then I'll do that.
There's no
Alright,
hair
so-
off my back if we lose him along the way.
Alright, makes sense. Alright, we walk back over to Delit.
Oh,
And we, after a little talk we had, we decided that, considering the circumstances, we'd be happy to have you.
Okay, nice.
Would you like
So-
to roll
Alright.
insight, dude?
I don't care enough. I don't care.
Alright, what about instead of happy, we will drag you along with us. Now he doesn't have to roll, because I'm telling the
I
truth.
wasn't even gonna roll. Why would I roll?
Alright, anyways, let's go to the Grandmaster then.
Whatever.
Go. We go.
I lead the way. Sick. Okay.
Oh god, he's fucking...
Hell yeah,
That
I knew being
fucking
proficient
meteor
in deception
impact.
would be M-wave.
Is there a deck of many things? Can we just fucking use that really quick?
What's a deck of many things?
Oh,
Oh,
it's the biggest meme in the world.
is it just RNG? Literally any item in the game, or
Yep.
okay, hell yeah.
Or natural disaster, or summon a demon.
Wait, let me
Yeah.
see. Deck
You just,
of
like,
any.
I can't remember, but you can just
Roll
like draw a
20.
card and level up like 8 times or something. You can like draw a card, a fucking meteor just lands on you. Like, oh, it's fucked up.
Command. Macros are user-defined shortcuts. Okay. Deck of nope.
There may be a deck of many things in this library.
Oh
You don't know.
god.
You don't know.
I
I
cast
don't want
locate
to.
object.
Okay, I'm proficient in investigation.
Do
Can
you
I
actually?
investigate for?
No,
Yes,
I
I
don't
am.
have
I am.
Yeah, but you're hella
cast-
metagaming though. There's no reason why you want a deck of many things.
Okay. The skill
Yeah, okay.
investigation is not the same thing.
Wait, why not?
Do you know how investigation works?
No.
I mean, it
Just-
can get you the same answer, but
I just roll a check, right?
it's generalized people navigational skills located in an area for a very specific purpose. So if you're
Okay,
looking
well,
for
yeah.
someone or something, I may ask you. To
I mean, yeah, I'm
investigation.
not actually gonna use it. So
I
that's
mean, you
a
totally
little
can.
bit
I don't-
mean.
It doesn't bother me. I'll just make it impossible to get.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm not gonna use it. You fucking troll.
It's for use, man. Okay. So, you've had your conversation. You're out of things to ask about. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay.
We're on our way to the master.
You do be.
So,
So you make your way through the central area of the library, which we spoke about, with the very tall bookshelves, many rows of which. And you... Actually, where do you look? Do you go anywhere else first, or you go straight to where you would expect
Stella's
to be?
leading the way.
Yeah,
so
so we're
straight
straight
to
following
him.
him.
I just go straight to him.
Well, to where
We're
he-
following him.
like his office, or somewhere
Yeah,
else?
his office.
Okay. So you make your way there. Despite the opulence of the whole library itself, his office is nothing particularly fancy. It's a pretty average-sized room. Seems like he probably doesn't use it all that much, preferring to be somewhere else in the library for use of more specialized tools. You know that to be the case, Dylan.
Mm-hmm.
But he is here now, and he seems to be sitting there, signing off on a bunch of papers, which an aide is handing him a fresh one of every time he signs and moves out of the way. The door is closed right now. You're looking into
Knock
a
on the
window now.
door.
Okay.
Yeah.
The head librarian raises his hand and beckons with 2 fingers, without looking up at you.
Okay, we go inside.
Okay. He doesn't start a conversation. He keeps signing off.
Alright, I mentioned to him that we finished our journey here.
Okay. He continues to work industriously, but he nods and points over to a side table near the door, on which you see 3 papers. If you look at them, each of them seems to be... They're not even that, like, crazy ornate or complicated, really. It's more so a parental excuse, almost, in terms of size. So it is a scroll. It's rolled up, probably just so that it remains sturdy and protected. But on it is 1 or 2 sentences, and then his signature. You note that the signature itself glows a little bit. Probably some kind of mark of authenticity. But that's it.
What's it say?
I hereby authorize the bearer of this letter to travel beyond the borders of Aesel Fortress and into Gallonly Valley. Their authenticity is confirmed by the library. And then his signature.
Do we need to sign them?
There doesn't seem to be a place to, but he hasn't said anything.
Then I start to pocket it.
Okay. Upon you doing so, the librarian finally speaks, and he asks if you feel confident.
I always feel confident.
He looks up at that and he gives you a kind of dry look. He says, "Okay, but really."
Yes. I've been preparing for this for the last few months.
Nothing will get in the way of my objective.
what I like to hear. Could you include my objective in with that?
Alright, out of character, what the fuck do you want again? I remember
Yes,
he wanted to
told
find
you.
artifacts, right?
Yeah, he's not specific at all, but
Yeah, but it was like he
it
wants
seems
us
like
to
he's starting that conversation.
Oh, okay. And what
I
pray
sure
tell
can.
is your objective, I guess.
When you ask that, he waves off his aide and stops signing, sets down his quote, and he gives you his full attention. Your objective is to travel into the Creighton Skates, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Right?
There are certain irregularities which we wish to reconcile. To wit, there is a certain navigational discrepancy on the river that travels west of Moonhold into the mountains. I would like
Read about that.
Did you?
Yep.
Yep.
What was it?
It was some journal of some journey up there and how they went down the river, and after like a week they hadn't made it through or whatever and they had to turn back.
Did you read why?
No.
Do you intend to attempt the same journey?
Yeah?
Yes.
And you, and Emotions to Bowl, are a trained mapmaker, yes?
Yep. And I pull out my letter of introduction from my guild.
He waves it off. I believe you. If I may make a suggestion, keep your map piecewise. But mostly, what I'm getting at is that we have 3 reliable, and he puts that in air quotes, maps of the area. One of which is not written in any tongue we know. We believe it comes from further west beyond the Creighton Skates, an area which nobody I know of has been. If you should make it that far, I would like for you to at least spend a day or two to map the correct path and exit. And obviously report all your findings. I understand that will add time to your journey. And Emotions at Longo.
Considering the hospitality you've shown, it should be a minor tour. I have no objection.
Yes, well, be careful regardless.
Careful who?
Be careful regardless.
Again?
You're traveling beyond the realms of our civilization at that point. Granted, you're traveling beyond Aesel Fortress, but at least the area is still settled somewhat. We do not know the tongue at all in which that map was recorded. Only that
Can I
an
take a
explorer
peek at it,
recorded.
I guess?
Yes. And at that he stands, and he takes you out into the hall.
Follow?
Yep. Ah, more microwave.
I love
Oh, is that what you meant by
microwaves.
wave, dude? Hell yeah. Genius.
M-Wave.
I didn't think microwave for some reason. I don't know why.
That's like the new Final Fantasy attack. You heard of Beam Cannon, now it's M-Wave.
So he takes you into the hall, and just down a couple rooms, actually, into a room that seems to be particularly set up so that this area can be studied. There are several books here. A couple of them are the ones that you were looking at before, actually. And then there's the 3 maps that he mentioned. One of them is actually just a really dirty, dingy scrap of cloth upon which in charcoal someone has drawn this kind of guesstimation of the shape of the river heading into the mountains. This is the least reliable map in the room. The next is the township of Moonhold, which has plotted the areas mostly south and east, particularly the lake, and McHaven Wood to the north, but also a decent amount of the river heading west. Evidently it's seen some use. And then there's the third map, which is also done in charcoal on cloth, but it seems much better taken care of. You can tell that it was rolled up and placed into a tube for its protection, as it still has curls on the edges. But the tongue is completely unrecognizable. There are a number of landmarks along the river, but the librarian in his explanation of the map, what they know about it so far, seems to indicate that nobody has ever managed to find those same landmarks. Although they don't know what they're looking for, obviously.
Do I know the language of all? Is it in mine at all?
No. It's
Do I recognize any of those?
strange. It's like scratches, almost. So imagine when you're counting
Arabic,
when you're
but
counting with
vertical?
ticks. No, not so much.
Oh,
that.
so like
it's,
the
it's even
dragon
more crude than
language
that.
in Skyrim?
I don't know what that is.
Okay.
Do I?
Really? You know, like on the walls where it's like Fusuroda.
No. Oh, what the fuck?
Imagine a series of straight line scratches at varying angles and placements. The symbols seem to be overlapped almost. It's not. It's
So, like, what he
very
linked, or?
unrecognizable.
Kind of like what he linked in our chat Discord.
More sideways. But I mean, I guess yeah, sort of.
Okay.
Again, there are no
Cool.
distinct characters, so it's hard to even know what the length of a word is.
And what do those landmarks look like? Like in particular shapes or looking objects on it? They just
Circles with crosses through them, so they look, like X marks the spot almost, but some of those overlap with the map from Moonhold, and there's no mention of that. Nobody from Moonhold has ever said that they've found something there. Although you assume this is not exactly a common topic of research.
okay.
It may not be a geographic landmark.
Can we get copies of the Moonhold and, well, all 3 maps?
You may make copies. We don't have them.
Oh. How long would it take to make a copy of the not awful one, the one that has the landmarks on it?
The Master Librarian just turns and looks at Bull.
I mean, I'll make copies of all 3. So
How long would it take?
a day, probably. It's just tracing more or less.
Well, you won't be allowed to trace. These will remain in their cases.
Well, yeah, but it's still tracing. It's just not on top of it.
He nods.
So
Do you think they'll be of very good use to us if they're so... I'm talking to Bull, by the way. If they're so... I don't know, just bad?
all maps
it-
have uses. You've just gotta weed out the misinformation. So yeah, I think all 3 could be of use.
I look over to the Dragonborn in our party and I say, do you have a day to kill?
Yeah, it should be fine.
Alright, I guess we can let you take a day to copy the maps.
I start right then.
Yikes. I ask if there's some sort of place where we can take up lodging while we wait for him.
Sure, we keep rooms.
Okay, I'll ask for 2 then. Or actually, I'm okay with 1 if the other one's good too. If the Dragonborn's okay with just 1, I'll just meditate on the floor more or less. I don't need a bed.
What am I okay with? What's the question?
Sharing
We're
a
gonna rent a
bedroom.
room in the library,
Yeah,
and
fine.
we're taking 1 room.
Wait, don't I just have a place to live since I've been in the city for a while?
Yes, you do.
Yeah, I can just go live where I am.
Go live where... Is it gonna
Yeah.
cost us to rent this room or no?
No. I'll trust
Okay,
you for now.
then I'll take the room and he can choose to stay with me, or he can go to his house. And if he is, or I guess I'll say that. Are you gonna go to your house? Or you stay in the library? Prepare.
No,
anything?
I'm going to my house. You know.
Okay. Should
And
we
get all my documents.
Should we come looking for you, or will you come back shortly?
I'll come back to the library. We should just meet up here. Maybe
Okay.
like the main square garden or whatever.
Oh, okay, I guess.
Yeah.
Is it like late at this point, or is it still kind of day?
It's well into the day. It would be evening shortly, but it's not close to dark yet or anything.
Okay.
Still bright. So, if you have a day and no other questions, we can time skip. If there's anything else that you want to do or investigate, then let me know.
Is there a sort of monastery anywhere in the? I guess I asked. Either
The library seems to have quite a few monastic traditions. There are certainly churches throughout the city as well.
Monastery is different, right? I need to. What the fuck?
Monastery implies specifically there are monks there, rather than purely people who worship.
Yeah. I want a monastery then, specifically.
Are you... You're asking someone this, right?
Yeah. Or actually, can I talk to the guy we sparred with at all? Or is he busy?
Look for him, yeah.
I would like to talk with him, I guess.
Okay. Anybody else doing anything?
Jerking off, you know.
I'm just making the map.
Okay.
Pretty much gonna be me. It's all about me.
Alright.
Okay, I tag along with Longo.
Hello? Fuck it. Beat me in an arm wrestle and then we'll see, buddy.
Alright, I'm kidding. I'm just saying it.
Okay. So, Dode is at home. You're preparing research to, like, bring with you, right? You said?
Yeah, I'm packing up some supplies for my home, you know. Research.
Is that a lie too, you fucking liar?
You wanna roll for it again, bitch?
Alright,
Yeah, that's
Bull is
nice.
making the map. I'm going to assume that both of you succeed and you create whatever you want at this point. So, retroactively in the future, you can refer to this incident, or this moment, and you'll have whatever it is. This is something you didn't have right now. So for Longo, you wander around for a little bit. I assume you gravitate towards the gardens rather than anywhere else, which is where you found him before.
Yeah.
And after some looking, you do find... it's sort of a monastery. There's no main building, though. There's a bunch of... Imagine one of those hotels that have several rooms in a row. So there's something like that.
A motel?
Yeah, so... Typically they have 1 or 2 floors stacked up on top of each other, and it's just a row. But this...
It's like a motel.
I guess. I don't know what you're referring to exactly, but yes. So
You know what a motel
you find
is?
a row of huts. They're all connected. They share a wall.
Okay, anyway, sure.
There's no central building or place of worship, really.
Oh, okay, sure. And what do I see specifically? Are they just all blank rooms and there's no, like...
No, these are lived-in rooms. definitely occupied. They're definitely stylized after their owners. You're not sure whose is who. You've certainly found the right place, probably.
I certainly have found the right place, probably, is that what you said?
Yes.
Okay, I guess I'll knock on the door.
Okay. You approach a random one. The door itself is very loose wood. It's got gaps in it. It's nothing fancy at all. Inside, you can see that although there's no one inside, it's certainly a lived-in space, and that there are tools here that seem familiar to you as methods of not just worship, but self-training, I guess would be the way to describe it. So, things like a meditation mat, incense burners, a statue, something like that. Nobody's
Okay, and
home,
there's no one in that particular room?
no.
Okay, I guess I'll try a different room. Keep going till I find someone.
So you iterate through the rooms.
And I'll remember like that. Never mind, just keep
You note that each room seems to have a completely different setup. So these people are not... There's no uniform worship here. What you suspect is the case is that people live here and they train, but they also utilize the library for some kind of knowledge. But everyone here seems to be worshipping something else, more or less. Which explains the lack of a centralized location. After some time, though, you do find the man that you're looking for. I don't believe he gave his name, did he?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Just to recap what you learned about him, he spent some amount of time in Easterhague, the mountain range to the east, northeast. And there he spent several days meditating on top of a mountain, which called out to him in some way. And he gained those abilities that he used on you when you were training with him. How do you approach?
I guess is he, like, facing me, or is he doing something? Like, what's he doing?
He's walking somewhere.
I guess I'll try to wave him down.
Okay.
Get his attention.
He greets you, and he says to walk with him.
Sure, I'll walk together.
I
guess to start, I ask if his wounds have healed well, or about.
Well, I showed you how we heal.
I assume you're well then.
Of course.
I wanted to ask about your journey to the top of the mountain and the thing that called out to you. I wanted to ask details if you're willing to give them.
He smiles a little bit. Not annoyed, but as though he's had this conversation many times. And he says, doesn't everyone? Unfortunately, I don't have much in the way of specifics. Much like some of the research we do here, it came to me.
I understand. Is there any sort of...
If you want to know what it felt like, I can explain that, but I can't give you a specific path to this.
Sure. Whatever you can give me.
So for me, as I was working in the peaks of Easterhague, researching... I don't think I can tell you what I was researching, actually. Maybe next time you visit. But as we were working, I felt compelled to go higher. Not by anything like my god, and he does a little gesture, but something in me, rather, was pulling me upward. And when I went up there, things just felt right, and I stayed there, trying to suss out what it was that felt so good about this place. And I couldn't find anything specific, so I fell back to the teachings of the master. He gestures to the library, and I meditated with the candles, and I had an experience that somehow I can't forget or remember. I'm sure you'll understand if you meditate with them. But after a few days, I'm told, I didn't experience days while I was up there. I came down, and I was just able to do these things. I'm not the only one that has had an experience like this, but I am the most recent, I believe.
Is there any sort of combat knowledge you could bestow on me?
Specific to what I'm able to do?
Yeah. When he was doing the wind manipulation, was that the paper, or was that something like the thing he learned?
That's something he was doing, but I don't. It wasn't really wind. It was more like he just buffeted you out of the air with some kind of force, magical or psionic.
Okay. And that's like what he learned, or what he discovered, then, right? Those how they discovered.
He says that's one of the things that I'm able to do now, for whatever reason. Some part of me resonates with that area, and as such, I can make that area resonate out of me.
Wait, hold on, really quick. I just glanced over my sheet. That language that we saw in that paper. Apparently, I also know Abyssal and whatever the fuck.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, okay. So you see that shit. All right. Just make sure. All right, we're good. Never mind. Fuck. Where were we? Okay. I remember when we fought. When I asked him after I yielded, he said that I would. He said I would learn. He said something like I would learn, or get there, or something like that. Like he basically implied that I would be able to do what he did.
Well, yes.
I want to inquire about that.
You may. I mean, it's possible you acquire these exact same abilities, but no. What I meant was through study and practice, and if you have your own communication, then you may very well become as powerful as me or more powerful.
So these events, are they something that only happen to, I guess, those who are religious and those who are monks specifically, or?
Oh, of course not. Plenty of martial fighters have had these moments in battle themselves.
I see.
It's what elevates our heroes.
Okay.
Or our villains.
I guess
cuts both ways.
I guess I'm about to. Before I leave here, I just wanted to ask if there was any sort of general knowledge or anything I should know before I set off on my.
Well, I won't do the chore of trying to convert you to my religion, but certainly his teachings may have helped me.
Okay. Alright, I thank him for his time, and I wish him well.
As a parting word, he says to keep an open mind, and you may find something.
I thank him for the tidbit, and I will let him go, I guess.
Okay.
After that, I guess I'll just go. You said there's like a garden, right?
Yeah, you're in it right now.
Oh, okay. Then I'll just stay around here in the garden and either meditate or I'll probably just meditate, chill out.
Okay.
I don't think as my monk training or something, I'm not picky about where I sleep. So I'll just like either just chill in the garden, and if I fall asleep, I fall asleep or something. But
Okay. Anybody else going to do anything particular?
No.
Nope.
Okay. Then we'll time skip a day. Bull is done preparing his map. Dode is ready and packed. Longo hasn't done anything out of the ordinary, I assume.
no, I'll just chill in the garden.
Okay. So, taking stock, you have a set of candles each, a booklet of flash paper, you have the slings, you have the smoke bombs, you have any knowledge, research, maps, or training that you're bringing with you, and then your equipment that you started with, and then the seals of passage.
Okay.
has picked up his scimitar and his medkits. Distributed them, I assume.
Yep, you all have a healer's kit.
Okay.
And is there anything else you wish to do within the city proper before you leave?
Alright, I'll go say goodbye to my friend, my boy Byron.
He claps you on the shoulder and he wishes you good luck and to bring back plenty of knowledge with you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well,
Oh, that's very
I don't believe I have any business left, or if we're ready to go.
Is there a mail carrier or something that delivers letters?
If you're looking for something specific to the Cartography Guild, then yes, there's a courier system.
Okay. I'll write a letter back to my guild telling them I'm crossing through Aesel Fortress into the wilds
Okay.
as an update. And then I'll return back.
The courier's desk accepts it, assures you that it will arrive within a month. And that's that.
Okay,
So,
we're all ready.
traveling through the countryside is not difficult at
Oh.
all. The area is very well populated. The route that was recommended to you was to travel straight north towards that river, and then eventually to reach Muldermouth and travel to Castleborn, at which point you have a day to supply yourself again before passing out through Aesel Fortress. Are you deviating from that plan at all?
No?
I believe so.
Nope.
Okay. Do you plan to walk the river or purchase passage?
Probably
Probably just buy passage, right?
no.
You'll be
How much is it? How much
you'll
would
be
it cost?
boating just up the river. Shouldn't be too expensive. It's impossible to know
Yeah.
until you get there.
Yeah, well. So we'll decide when we get there.
Yeah, wire first.
So it's to go all the way to Muldermouth or even further to Castleborn will be half a gold piece each.
Okay.
Probably fine, right?
50
If
silver.
anyone cares.
So 5 silver.
Hey, is currency conversion automatic, or do I need to care that I have like a full gold piece?
It's automatic unless you get into a very resource-strict place.
Okay.
I.e., you've been out at sea for 10 months and you have very little money.
Okay.
Something like that.
Alright, so we're gonna cross the river and pay 0.5 gold pieces each.
Sure.
Sure.
Okay, I'm trying to find where the fuck am I? Is this something you're keeping track of, or?
I have it on my list.
What,
I'm not,
money?
I'm not keeping
Yeah.
track of it. That's your job.
Trying to find it.
Just trying to scam 0.5 gold pieces, huh?
There should be a thing on D&D Beyond in your equipment tab.
All my equipment tab.
Yeah. I have it on my equipment tab for roll 22.
Other possession? Oh, I don't see it.
Top right.
Top right. I have no currency.
Alright, I'll pay for you, okay?
I don't know, I'm probably supposed to have currency, I just never put it in.
Yeah, well, too late. I paid for you.
How much gold do you have, Bull? I'm probably a little...
I had 15 when I started.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I had 10 when I started.
A rich gamer.
I think you start with like 10, right?
Yeah.
It depends on your background and your class.
Well, my background, so pretty bad. Same
I
with
mean,
my
you're a
class.
monk.
For
You probably.
Yeah, we don't really care about money that much.
We can figure it out after.
Yeah, let's say I paid for you for now, because I don't want to keep track of all this bullshit.
Sure.
Okay. I'm gonna be right back.
Microwave.
Nope.
Microwave.
I drop kick an infant on the boat. Did it connect?
Huh?
I drop kick an infant on the boat. Did it connect?
I say that I don't care.
Yeah, drop kick valid.
I say that I don't care again.
Oh,
We haven't even crossed Aesel Fortress yet.
We're on the boat right now. Wait, why can't I ping? Well, or is it just lagging?
This boat right here.
That's
Yeah.
pussy.
How do I ping?
Just click
I am.
with the mouse. The select move, not the hand move.
You click with your mouse, bro.
I do. I have it on select mode. Alright, let me refresh. This is pissing me off. I was pinging earlier, and now it's not letting me.
So we're on to fucking Moldermouth, right?
No, we're crossing the river.
That's a lake.
We're crossing the river.
Do we want to pay for a boat travel up the river?
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
No, we're not even at Aesel yet. He's talking about.
Oh, we probably want to. Alright, whatever. It won't let me ping. I don't care.
Wait, where are we right now?
We're in the lake.
Right here.
Oh,
Yeah, but are we in Moldermouth or Castleborn?
On the way
we're
to Castleborn.
Yeah.
Okay, where did we leave from?
Moldermouth.
We were here. This is where the library was.
Okay,
We did one of these.
and we're going to Aesel Fortress. Okay,
Yeah.
and then I can't see the rest of the map. And we're going east, right?
Yeah, we're going way up
this
here.
way.
Up north.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
Okay. So, travel is smooth and easy. Whenever you pass through a town, you're struck by just, how everyday life is. Everyday life is. Nothing ever seems to really trouble these people. There's been no significant drama through any place that you pass through. On the river itself, it's a fairly peaceful river, connecting the lake at Moldermouth which is fed from the mountains of Easterhag. You note, however, that there are quite a few barges traveling downstream, carrying what look like crates of equipment. Presumably,
Bruckstone?
yeah, down to Bruxton. You're not sure where it's going beyond that, but it seems reasonable to think that it would be heading towards the capital. Though you're aware that Moldermouth and Castleborn are...
What?
Well, Castleborn, Moldermouth are both slight industrial powerhouses for the area, being that Castleborn heavily mines the mountains of Easterhag. So this is a good source of iron for the kingdom. Yeah, so passage is relatively uneventful. It only takes a few days once you're on the river to get up to Moldermouth. The barge travels non-stop, rotating out captains. Upon reaching Castleborn, after passing across the lake, you find that it's actually a pretty heavily fortified city, more so than you would think than even the capital. The castle here is nothing spectacular, however, but it is a completely walled city. Is there anything you wish to do here?
What is here?
Like I said before, this is the last major city on the map before you reach Aesel Fortress. It is a site of industry, and it is in an area that is governed by a man named Baron Lack. Spell that. Who has been placed in charge of Aesel Fortress and Castleborn, with the objective of controlling the border.
No, I'm just straight shot to my objective right now.
Yeah, I think we just resupply food, water, and then head off.
Okay. So you spend very little time in the city. But you do notice, while you're there, that Baron Locke's symbol is in more places than that of the king. The courthouse is adorned with it, other than the king. This seems to be an area that he has pretty pretty free control over. But again, nothing out of the ordinary seems to happen. There's very little drama.
Are there quite a few armed, I guess, soldiers going around?
There is a garrison, and they do seem to be checking, shipment coming from the northeast mining camps, but also going out towards Aesel Fortress to the north. And then, of course, along the river, there's checks. But they seem pretty lax. Nobody's particularly concerned about anything.
Okay. And they're not, I guess, bolstering their forces openly?
I mean, they travel in groups. It's organized, but it's not excessive in any way.
Okay. Alright.
This isn't any worse than Aestermill. There's just a higher ratio of soldiers to people, which makes sense given that Aestermill has so many merchants clamoring about.
Alright.
So again, to the northeast, the mining camps. To the north is Aesel Fortress. You spend no more than a few hours in the town. Aesel Fortress itself is half a day of walking away, or an hour on hard horseback riding. But that is your final piece of civilization before you head out into less controlled lands of Gallantly Valley.
Let's get out of this city.
Let's fucking go.
Okay. You move on, and you begin rounding the edge of the Easterhag Mountains, where they become more hill than mountain. And following the King's Road, you find yourself before Aesel Fortress, which looks a little like this. So the area here is heavily quarried, presumably to help in its construction, but also to make it defensible. The long bridge is probably, you would say, 200 feet long, and there's a 40-foot drop, which is still being quarried deeper. The second image is the border, just beyond the castle. There are these giant faded obsidian pillars sticking out of the ground, which no human put there. But Baron Locke has seen fit to start the construction of, first of all, at Palisade, but he is reinforcing parts of it with stone quarried from the ravine, which defends his fortress. Again, there's nothing extremely interesting going on here, just a lot of construction. There are guards everywhere, but you would expect that given that this is just a castle and not a city.
Okay.
So you pass through the working camp, and you continue following the main road. You pass through the obsidian pillars, which are known as the Teeth, and you are stopped by 2 guards. They don't really want to stop you, it seems. They would rather have just stayed sitting. So in a very lazy way, they ask you if you intend to settle or found some other city beyond this point.
No.
No.
And then I ask you, in that same bored tone of voice, do you carry on you state secrets which would damage the rule of Locke if you go beyond this point?
No.
Then get. Just get. And they go back.
Alright. Yeah, we just go.
Okay. Proceed.
Okay,
Huh?
so you are through border control. You open the map.
Border.
There are a couple of ways you could do this. What is your method of travel?
Probably gonna be on foot.
Yeah. I think if we follow the river, we'll run into far more bandits.
Wait, do you have like the more focused map or of the
Yeah,
area, or
you're pretty much beyond that point now. Though.
Yeah.
Not here. So you're out here now.
Dude, what the fuck? My pink shit got shifted.
Okay.
I mean, it didn't. No, it didn't.
So the question is, do we want to go by foot through here, or do we want to go through the quote-unquote road and then up the river?
The road's probably ripe with ambushes, and people are expecting you to travel by the road. I'm guessing if we go through off the beaten path, there's potentially be more wildlife, and it'll probably be like a bit harder
Spiders.
to travel. Well, no, he said the spiders are underground unless we go in their nests and stuff. There might be like wolves, something we maybe learned about, but like
Wolves and dragons, maybe.
potentially but they shouldn't be problematic, and we have a dragonborn here, so I think it's probably best. It depends if we want to be at the mercy of nature, or if we want to maybe. Bandits are probably more often they're common on the road.
I'd rather have to deal with beasts than
Yeah.
men.
Probably better to just go on foot, or not on the road, not on the main road.
We're not traveling heavy, particularly, right? At all, actually.
Nope.
So it
Nope.
should be pretty easy.
Okay.
And you know the area well, right, Dylan? Her character.
Yeah, I've been through here before.
So you should maybe have a good idea of where we should be going. So yeah, I think it's probably best if we go off the beaten path.
Yeah.
I'll try to avoid road as much as possible. But do you like know where you're going? Like, is this like just plains or is this forest we're going through
This
right
is plains. There are
Okay.
trees, of course, but
now? But
this is
we're not gonna get
at
like
all-
lost.
This is not dense forest at all. No.
Okay, sure. We shouldn't get lost then. All right, so
Yep.
I think we just take our chances off the road.
Okay. So obviously travel gets a little more difficult. It's nothing none of you can handle, or nothing one of you can't handle, rather. How hard of a pace are you trying to set here?
What is 24 miles the average?
Yeah, one
Like-
hex on the map is a day's travel at a reasonable pace.
I don't see any reason to go faster than that.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to get burnt out and like owned by some
Yeah,
random people.
considering the possible danger, probably don't want to be fucking exhausted. Be worse. Probably, yeah. I guess we're just going at a reasonable pace.
So we're about 10 hexes away from Moonhold, roughly.
Maybe stop like at any if there's any fresh water we see on the way. Maybe to like refill our. We have something like that otherwise, or water. I think otherwise it's just a constant march. Not too.
Do you intend to see any of the towns on the way?
We probably want to. How do I erase shit?
You select over it and delete.
Oh,
So the towns are the ones on the road, right? The circles.
Yes. They are small enough that they do not have names that are worth remembering.
And you said we are like around here, right?
Probably
And-
want to
and-
stop on the town that's like halfway there, like the one that's connected to 4 different roads.
like this one right
Those
here.
aren't roads, those are rivers.
Oh, the like one that yeah, the one that has like 4 rivers coming out of it on the big
So
map.
that one here.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, we probably want to stop at this one.
So that'd be like one, 2, 3,
5? Or yeah, 5.
4. Yeah, like 5 days ish. Do we have enough food and water for 5 days?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then,
You
yeah,
were
we could stop.
expecting this journey. You're equipped
Or-
for
okay.
anything as long as it doesn't go wrong.
Then I guess yeah, that would be our first objective, or first like place to rest would be there, wherever that town is.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. So you set off, taking your first steps off of the beaten road. This is not paved anymore. This is Definitely outside the regulation of the Empire now. I don't think there's anything particularly interesting about the wildlife here, given where you guys are coming from. I guess Longo, you're from a kind of deserty area, right?
Yeah, and as a monk, I'm decent in terms of like not having to eat or drink too often.
Well, I mean more in the way of
Oh, just like
have you
yeah.
traveled much?
Mountainous areas, yeah. We've gone on like pilgrimages, my
Yeah, so
town, but nothing like.
this is nothing shocking. It's stock standard plains. You've traveled through these before. You know how to not get bitten by a rattlesnake, etc.
Yeah.
And the going remains easy. So you travel north. Takes several days. When you do reach that city, or I assume you probably hit that river and follow the river bank at that point when you're close enough.
Yeah.
You note that these cities or this city is much less developed. In fact, you would struggle to call it a city, if even a village. Certainly there are things like a barn, there are homes, but these are, you know, those logs you stack and you create buildings with?
Yeah.
The homes are basically that. A lot of unprocessed material brought together so that people have a place to live quickly.
Okay. So I take it they don't have like an inn or anything, right?
No, not really.
Okay.
You may be able to secure a room in someone else's house, but
It's like getting dark right now.
no, not particularly. You're just making good time, and they happen to be here, so you stopped.
I mean, I think we just stock up on anything we need. Maybe ask about the local surroundings if there's anything in particular, and then keep going if it's not dark. I'd rather set up camp than sit in a
Village.
town like this. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. And we never know.
You note that people here are quick to charge you quite a bit for anything you buy from them. Do you haggle?
I don't.
Yeah, I haggle. I do.
If he's charismatic, he can probably haggle. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The haggling isn't particularly difficult, as they really just want you to buy anything at all.
Yeah.
They do mention that any business they get is very good, because it helps them tie the bandits. Which just suggests to you even more that you should not remain here.
Right. You never know which one is gonna speak to a fucking bandit. Or is a bandit.
Loaded. Yeah. I guess.
Maybe I'm a bandit. Maybe you're a bandit.
Alright,
With
drop
this
kick.
population of 100 people, it seems unlikely that a bandit would just stay here.
Does it seem like. Are there any sort of armed people around here, or seen?
No, these are very much so working people, mostly farmers, and the odd hunter.
Okay, well, I mean, if anyone else has anything to do, I think get our bartered goods, set off again.
Yeah.
Insofar as things in the area, they mentioned to you that if you're looking to be safe, then you should definitely be heading towards Moonhold as quickly as possible. To the east, there's the place named Crestfold Sanctuary on the map. That is the source of their bandit problems.
Can't.
Open the big map.
Oh, are you on the big map?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll make a cutout from that side.
Oh, okay, here we are.
At production value.
Where is the bandit problem?
The square to the east.
Crestfold Sanctuary.
Crestfield.
The bandits that are terrorizing the entire valley are held up there. It's pretty secure.
Okay.
Some kind of ruins, but other than that, they don't report any problems.
Good enough.
Yeah.
You move further north, and then 2.5 days later, you find yourself in Gatterlin, across the lake from Moonhold. This is definitely more of a city. You imagine that they profit quite a bit off of Moonhold being a safe place, but Gatterlin itself is a good place to exchange shipping.
Yeah, I think we should probably try to secure a boat and get over to Moonhold as fast as possible. Maybe
Yeah.
stay the night and then head off. Probably
It's
talk-
a day and a bit travel to go by foot, but you can certainly hop a ride on a boat.
How much would a boat cost?
Nothing, you just hop a shipping lane.
Boat? And I think we just take a boat then if it would
Yeah.
cut down.
I like hang over the edge, you know, like those people that ride trains like on the outside.
Push. I use all my key points to push him over. I don't care how you do
I
it.
use all my key points to counter.
Yeah, okay.
The lake itself is quite beautiful. It's very still, despite having 2 inlets, one of which is extremely large. Not extremely, but large. And on the boat, if you choose to make conversation with anyone,
I don't want to talk to anyone.
I do not care.
How busy is the lake usually?
on the journey you'll see 2 or 3 ships. That's it. Boats, rather.
Okay. Other than that, I don't care about anything.
Okay. Yeah. So you make the journey. It takes less than a day by quite a margin. And you arrive in Moonhold. Moonhold is a city that does have a palisade, constructed purely of wood, but it looks like these people are more than ready to defend themselves from bandit threats, which you suspect normally just don't even roam this far, given the state of Gatterlin. You think it likely that there's some kind of agreement there that protects them. They don't seem concerned about much. So, getting into Moonhold is not a problem. Nobody's really guarding the front gate either. And this place is fairly busy. Definitely the busiest place you've seen in the last 10 days of travel. It is a properly laid out city. There is a central townhouse, which you assume the leader of the city lives in, or whatever government they have decided to have. You note also that 1 or 2 of the buildings here are made of scrap, insofar as large ships have been upended and used as roofing and siding. The buildings here are haphazard, but they do seem quite sturdy and maintained. You note that there is a decent amount of stone, which is not surprising given that there are mountains nearby that could be quarried. What is it you intend to do here?
Well, we probably want to meet up with the Griff individual who was creating maps around Moonhold, see what we can learn from him, and otherwise learn what it would take to start heading into the Straits, and if there's anyone we should talk with.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That is going to prove difficult in that these houses aren't really marked. There's no clear districting. So, presumably you ask around.
Is there any kind of merchants?
Yeah, there is a central town square upon which people have erected stalls.
I'll begin
You know
there.
that prices here are quite a bit lower than in that other city. Town.
Yeah. Okay.
Subiversary.
Okay. You note also that there's quite a bit of mining equipment available. Pickaxes, pans, the sort. You speak to a few people. People are pretty happy to tell you where things are. You learn quickly that there is basically what they refer to as a chief, And that the map maker lives outside the city towards the north.
Okay. Where is the chief usually?
They gesture towards the central-looking house that you noticed before. It's one of the only two-story buildings in the city.
All right. What are they mostly selling around here? Seems to be
As I
the
said,
case.
there was the mining equipment. There's more of that than in any of the other cities you've been in. But also there is some precious material. Gems. A little bit of gold. That's the only out of ordinary thing being sold here.
Okay.
There's fishes.
Fish.
Food. Fishes.
Fish.
Nope.
Okay.
Owned. Yeah, otherwise it's a pretty stock standard market.
Okay. Unless anyone else has something to do, we should probably head to the mayor's or the chief's.
I think,
No.
yeah, I mean,
Don't think so.
I don't have anything else I need to do.
Okay.
Okay. So the building itself has a double door. Its front room seems to be styled after a long hall. Seems to be a meeting place, probably where most of the town gathers in case of announcement, but also where people come to deliberate or have celebration. There is a chair at the end of it, which is elevated a foot or two above the rest. You assume this is where the chief sits. It's constructed out of wood, but the base of it is a round shield. And on the wall hangs combat equipment. Probably the chief's as well. The room is empty, but it's open. It's free to come in and out. Just based on the basic dimensions of the building, you assume that he lives upstairs.
Do we want to shout or go knock?
Just
Oh,
not.
there.
All right.
So you move past the long tables towards his throne, for lack of a better word. And beyond it, there's another room. It's a kitchen, but beyond that as well, there is a set of stairs going upward.
Do we see anyone at all?
The kitchen is completely devoid of anything but cooking tools. There's not even food here. You would guess that they only prepare things in here in case of celebration.
Okay. Then I guess we'll head towards the stairs.
Okay. As you climb the stairs, you start hearing some kind of shouted argument between two males. Other than that, you're not sure what's going on. It's a little bit unintelligible, but as you get closer and closer, you can start to make out some of it.
What are they yelling about?
It seems to be the chief and then some representative of the bandits talking. They are arguing over the value of their agreement. Do you eavesdrop or do you go up and knock?
I think we should eavesdrop.
Guess I'll look at Bull and do whatever he decides to do. I'm not sure, but
The question would be if we want the bandits to know about us or not.
It's probably better to just listen in.
Alright, we'll listen in.
Okay. You are in a stairwell, so if someone starts coming down it, you're gonna have to run down it. There's no real place to hide if you're concerned about being seen.
someone were to come down the stairwell.
Did we see any dragonborn in town?
I don't think that matters.
Let's find out.
'Cause I'm gonna be pretty visible regardless.
You got a big bird and a big dragon guy, I think.
No.
No.
Ooh.
Okay. Belid, you listen in. We're gonna go downstairs. Stay out of view.
Okay. Sounds like a plan.
Okay. So you listen in. The chief seems to be arguing against the raising of the price of the agreement. There are actually two bandit voices, one of which only speaks up intermittently. And he seems to be much more calm than the man who is shouting. The price that they're arguing over is both protection from the bandits, but also they want to add on a tax for protection from other bandits. And the chief is not happy about this, as he thinks they're just trying to swindle more money out of him. The threats go back and forth, the chief threatening to cut off any payment at all, and the bandit threatening to instigate action against the town. Nothing too shocking, but it is definitely a cause for concern for you guys. How long do you listen?
I think that's probably enough.
No, you're not even there, you're hiding.
No, I'm the one that's listening in. They're hiding.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think that's enough. So I like motion to them that we should probably just like go inside.
Go inside the room.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
All right. If you think that's
I don't think that's a good idea.
Well, if you disagree, then we can just leave.
I think we should just
Wait.
maybe stand outside and wait for them to be done.
Okay.
I don't know if we should go in.
yeah, we should wait outside till we know they're gone.
Yeah.
Okay.
If anything, is there something across from the building, like at all, or is it just like a building outside?
There is a square. So yes, there
Cool.
are
Wait,
buildings.
Are there any like secret rooms?
Is there like a
passageways?
cafe or something?
That would be an investigation check.
Yeah. Can I check if there's any secret rooms in the building? How do I?
You can look around.
So I like D20 plus 5 because I have proficiency. Okay.
If it's investigation, it uses int.
Yo.
Oh, int. I'm fucking stupid.
What is my passive investigation of 22 C?
This is
is
not
so
a passive
sad.
situation.
No, it's not.
I wanted to use my passive investigation, dude.
I think you said there's a square across from this building, right?
A square
Yeah,
in front of it.
I think that we should maybe go over there and
Wait
you'll
it
blend
out.
in a little bit, sort of not stand outside the
Oh.
building as to attract too much attention.
Wait, so
and
my
wait
investigation
to
is
see them
plus
leave.
2. Okay, whatever then. Let's just leave. I don't care.
Yes, let's leave and go to the square and just keep an eye on the entrance of the building. Wait for those two voices to leave.
Okay. So you go out and you hang around this sort of open space, presumably just trying to look interested in the other buildings in the area. You do notice that this square is a little bit bloodstained. There are 2 wooden poles erected in the center. Well, not the exact center, but like an ellipse. And about them there is dashes of blood, but other than that, there's nothing too remarkable. After another 10 or so minutes, you see 2 men in chainmail with holstered weapons. One has a sword and the other a mace. Come out. They put on their helmets, which... shit, I forgot the name of these. They're hats with the back of it, where it's just a loose piece of cloth that's colored.
Okay.
I forgot what these were called. I looked them up 2 weeks ago. But these
The
are
kind of the things that they
very
wear in, like-
clearly marked red.
Are they kind of like the things that like the Arab countries wear?
Yeah, defense style.
Okay. I think I know what you're talking.
Yeah. It's a helmet. It's like a half helmet with a cloth attached to it, basically. And yeah, you see them talk to each other briefly before they stride towards their tied-up horses on one end of the square, and then they take off.
Did they look upset or happy?
One of them looked tired, like he was pinching his nose and rubbing his face a little bit. The other one seemed to have composed his face.
Okay. Well, since they're gone, I think we're good to go back in.
Yeah.
Okay. You make your way up the stairs, and again you hear the chief talking, although not shouting this time, so it's harder to hear.
Knock, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. So you knock, and you hear the room go quiet, and then the chief says loudly, "Come in."
Enter.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you enter a room which is adorned with furs. There are many furs, and there seem to be quite a few hunting trophies on the wall as well. Mounted heads of various animals. The chief himself is a very large man in the horizontal direction, not necessarily the vertical. And he seems to have composed himself and been prepared for the bandits to return, to which your appearance lets him visibly relax. He takes off his helmet, which is some part of his ruling kit, and he runs his hand through his hair and he says, "Yes, hello. Who are you?"
Sort of nudge it ball.
We are an expedition team out in search of ancient ruins in the Creighton Straits. We've arrived in town today and we're trying to figure out the next steps of our expedition. We thought the chieftain would be a good place to start.
What kind of expedition is this?
Ancient monk ruins. That's what we're looking for.
Who sent you?
We are just with the library.
He looks uneasy when you say that. But he then continues, "I cannot, in good faith, tell you that you should continue on this.
What is that?
You're not the only ones looking for these."
I ask him what he means by it.
He glances over to someone else in the room, an older man sitting at a table in the corner, who gives no reaction to his look. He says, "I'm not allowed to say it this time."
So the old man is the person who said that? Or the
No,
him?
the chief.
Oh.
He pulls on his beard once or twice, seeming to think. He says, "Yeah, no, you should just turn around and leave."
Not an option. I guess,
Should probably just leave this building for now. I don't think we'll get anywhere with him.
just leave though. Alright, I guess we'll leave for now. So I don't want to talk about beating him up in front of him, so let's
Yeah, exactly. We're just gonna go there. It doesn't matter. We don't care.
let's leave for now.
Before
Yeah.
you leave, he says, or he clears his throat rather, and then looks at the older man again and says, "We will restrain you from leaving if necessary." You're going to upset a balance of things if you go through with this.
Alright.
What kind of things? If you don't tell us, we're gonna proceed. We're on a specific job here, and we have things we need to do. You asking us to just not do it is not a sufficient answer. Give us a valid reason.
Scratching under his chin again. You notice that he's fidgeting quite a bit, if that wasn't already obvious. And he says, "No, I can't tell you."
Hey, tell it.
I can't do anything about this.
Maybe your high charisma at the.
You want me to seduce him? You want me to persuade him?
Intimidate him, do something. You have a fucking charisma.
Yeah, let me try to persuade him to tell us. Yeah, let me press this button. Is it gonna do it? Nice.
That adds your.
Yeah, it does.
Wait, what? What's the left one? Or is it just rolling 2 dice?
No, it just tells what kind of dice it rolled. I think is what the right is. Or no.
That's
Wait, it's rolling 2
rolls. Yeah, that's with advantage.
Oh, wait, how do I?
Well, the way it would usually work is you just take the number on the left, or if you have advantage, you take the higher.
Yeah,
rolls.
it's just take the number on the left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So before you even start speaking, he holds up a hand and he says, "No, I really can't."
I mean, yeah.
Okay, then I think.
I think that settles that.
Yep.
Yep.
Don't come back.
Oh, we'll be back, bitch. Alright, let's leave.
Yeah.
Let's walk out.
As you shut the door and leave, you hear him sigh, and then on the way out, down the stairs, you hear something clang, fall to the floor.
Like behind us, or yeah?
No, just in the room that you just left.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
He was grabbing a weapon off a wall or something.
I have a good idea of what it might have been. I don't know. Well, I guess it could have been a lot of things. I think someone had a weapon on him.
Yeah.
Maybe was he at a desk or something?
Yeah, he was
He's
standing
in
near a
his
table.
chair.
Maybe that old man. Who knows? But okay.
Let's leave the building and head towards the square.
Yep.
The market square or the one in front
Yeah.
of this? Yeah.
Yeah, the market square. Is
Somewhere
there some place we can get a drink or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go there.
There's an inn or two. Okay. Do you have any preference for the establishment type? Or just the first one you see?
Just the first one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you find yourself this pretty rickshaw-looking bar. It's attached to a stable, and then apparently they have a few rooms on the upper stories. It's another one of the the few two-story buildings. Drinks here are not exactly wide variety. You can find yourself a vodka equivalent, and you can basically get yourself that and beer, and that's it.
water.
Yeah, can I get a water?
The barman makes a face at both of you when you order just water, and he charges you 50 copper.
Sure, fine.
Gotta make note of this real quick.
Is this tavern kind of bustling? Are people gonna?
No, you get the impression here that the people here right now are day drinkers. Just kind of people sitting at a table, not really doing anything.
Anyone
Having
look armed?
Conversations with each other.
Anyone armed?
Some of them, yeah. They carry axes mostly.
Do they have any of those hats that those men had?
No.
Okay. Is there a table in a corner somewhere?
Yep.
We go to it. Or I go to it.
I follow him, of course.
Yeah, me too.
The table is unfinished and wet, so it's rotting in places, but it's sturdy enough.
Fine.
Okay.
So, boys, what's
From
start plan of
here,
action?
from here, you have a view of the whole bar, and through the door, there are no windows. You can see a little bit of the square, but not much.
They talk kind of hushily and ask what the bar situation.
Well, we're in a pickle. We don't know if it's the town, the bandits, or a third party that doesn't want us to go into those mountains.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't know why, but I have a feeling that we're going to be watched as we leave. So we need to figure out perhaps either a different way, or we need to find someone that will help us, or at least talk.
The chieftain man willing to help us. Who else will we go to?
Could just ask around town to see what people have heard.
I feel like we might.
We
Hit
could
up
try the cartographer out of the town, Griff.
Do you think connections? Yeah, we should be good with with your connections.
Perhaps. I'm unsure.
In the middle of this conversation, the barman comes over and he hands, or he sets on the table 2 beers. Says free of charge. They're about to go bad.
Tell them thanks.
Slide mine over to Bull.
How do I check for poison?
With a spell.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I definitely don't drink it.
Yeah, I don't drink it. I sort of set it aside, you know.
Yeah, and we'll do that. Did he leave the bartender afterwards?
Yeah.
Is anyone watching us right now?
You've drawn 1 or 2 glances from the people drinking, but they seem pretty. They're pretty well into their drink-induced stupor.
Okay.
Dragon and a bird and a fat man walk into a bar.
We have to discuss the options of the cartographer. Lead doesn't pan out either.
Yeah, so if it doesn't pan out, do we try and go blind into it, or
You go try to find those 2 bandits.
Rather not get involved. Do you think that we should maybe? What if we force our way through? Was this place? Did it look heavily defended? Were there a lot of guards?
there was no one at the entrance when we came in?
I don't think
And,
brute
and
force.
when we were walking around, did we see any other sort of armed guards at all, or was it just?
There were 2 or 3 guards in the market, but other than that, not really.
I'm guessing on the path out towards the mountain, probably going to be guarded a bit. But what if we were to just force our way through that if it's not that guarded? We could
I
just
don't think-
incapacitate the guards and go through. I mean, if they don't want us going up there, I mean, they could chase
I
through.
don't think that's a good idea, because if we fuck with them, when we try to go back through, or come back, we'll probably be criminals. You know, even back all the way in where we
Eastern
came
Mill.
from, right?
Yeah.
So it's probably not a good idea to just go on a killing spree,
Not a
At
killing
least-
spree, but
or just killing people
not
haphazardly.
killing people.
Okay,
Just
or
forcing
incapacitating people.
Yeah.
I would say if we were gonna go down that path of incapacitating people, maybe doing it in a way to pin it on the bandits instead of us.
I feel like it'll be very easy to say that a bird and a dragon assaulted these two guys. What about the chief? What if we try to go back and maybe intimidate him?
I do not think that will work.
Well, it's
I'm not
clear.
particularly intimidating.
I mean, I'm kind of intimidating, but
When he
he
sees these
seemed
two-winged
that
creatures.
he wouldn't really be intimidated by us.
If we do go back, we'd probably have to try something other than intimidation.
Yeah.
It seems they're having a bit of a bandit problem.
Yeah.
I'd hate to delay that much to take care of that.
I think involving ourselves with the bandits is very dangerous because
Yeah.
Yes.
on our way back, the library even.
Shouldn't probably go directly and fuck with the bandits. Yeah, I don't think so.
I say we should head towards the guild member for now.
Yeah, because that seems like something we can do.
He might have more information or an additional lead we could use,
Yeah, I agree.
even if he doesn't pan out.
Okay, sure.
Alright. We
Sneak
already
our way
paid,
there.
right? So
Yeah.
we can. I grabbed the beers as we head out and put them on someone else's table for them to drink.
Okay. You do all that without meeting the bartender's eye. He doesn't even seem to be at the counter anymore.
Mhm.
That's
bad.
not-
So you head out. You're just walking towards Griff, right?
Yep.
Okay. So again, you pass through the town unhindered. There's nobody at the northern gate either. It's not even really a gate. It's more like a door that just seems to be always open. And you start walking, and there's a path that wanders between some hills. You can't immediately see a hut where someone would live, but you assume that he's somewhere out here.
Is it just like open plain behind us? Like, would I be able to see anything behind us?
Behind you is the city. In front of you, where you're going, there's some light hills, but yeah, it's pretty much open plain.
Okay, I guess I'll try to keep an eye on behind us. Like, I'll glance back every now and again. I'm not gonna focus on forward.
Okay. So you wander a bit until you find a sign staked into the ground that has Griff's name on it, written in some kind of silver ink. It points to the right, where you see now that inside the hill, inside a little bit, is a door.
How far away is that?
Home. It's like 15 feet to your right.
Oh,
Is there anything
He's
else
made
on
his
the
home in
sign?
the hill? Nope, just his name.
Okay.
are there any hills like covering a blind spot or anything right now?
No. Not that you couldn't get around and like just by moving your head.
Okay.
If you go, the door is down, so it's down a few steps and then inside the hill. So, but you didn't notice anyone following you, and Bull's passive perception did not hear anything either.
I say before you go in, I will remain out here, and I will shout if there's any trouble. I have a
Alright.
badge. You can talk to your friend.
Alright. I'll go up to the door and knock.
And go down to the door and knock.
Yeah.
You see that the dirt here is pretty dark color, meaning
On
it's
that note, I'm going
damp.
back.
Yeah.
You knock, and there's a little bit of a bustling inside. Something clatters and falls over. But eventually, a gaunt-looking man opens the door.
Griff, I presume?
Yeah.
Alright.
What's it to you?
Just, I hear you're a cartographer.
He gives this little huff of amusement and then, like, A very small smile briefly flits over his face before he goes a little serious again. He says, "Yeah."
Well, so am I. And I thought finding you might be a good place to start in finding some maps.
Yeah, I mean, I do have maps. They're they're not for public viewing.
Are they for guild viewing?
He sticks his head out the door and he looks left and right. He sees a Longo standing guard and says, "Yeah."
Then shall we?
I suppose. And he opens the door just a little bit wider and leaves it.
Okay. I go in.
Close it behind you.
Do I close it on Delit or does he come in?
I'll come with you. Yep.
Okay. I close it behind me.
You note that it's actually just completely dark in here, as though he's not using a light source. Do you bring that up?
Yeah, I do, because I can't see.
Wait, do dragon can have night vision?
Yeah.
Don't believe so, do they?
I don't think so. I don't see anything that says that.
Okay. So it is quite dark in here. When you bring it up, he says, "Oh, yes, sorry." And he has this rope in the center of a room that he pulls, and up above a trapdoor opens, and some dirt falls down, but most of it seems to be caught by a grate, and then light floods the room.
What's it look like inside?
It is not very well kept. It's a circular room, maybe about 20 feet, 25 feet in diameter. The ceiling is low the further out you get, so you would have to stoop in some places. His bed is just 2 bits of cloth, one of which he probably pulls over himself to sleep. He has no pillow. The floor is dirt. There are a few tables. There are quite a few scrolls piled up haphazardly. But for equipment, he seems to have nothing. There's an axe hanging from the ceiling. There's a knife. There's not even a fireplace. There's no evidence of food that he eats being stored here. And there are a few talismans hanging from the ceiling, none of which are... Well, I guess I shouldn't say that. None of them speak out to you about anything in particular, but...
Alright.
The smell is not too bad, probably mostly masked by dirt.
Is he going somewhere?
Yeah, he's heading towards his giant pile of scrolls. He says, I'll find it. I'm guessing you're looking for the river, right?
No.
No?
Wait, which river?
The river.
The main one, like past the area.
Into the Creighton Skates?
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
No.
Oh.
No. Never mind. What do you need?
I'm looking for any map or any information regarding the Creighton Skates you might possess.
Okay. Which part?
All of it.
That... No. Give me a starting point.
The entrance.
From
The river that flows into the Creighton Skates.
From where?
From
I've
the
mapped
Moonhold.
quite a lot of this area. Although,
The one
don't-
coming
don't
from
tell
the...
anyone that.
Oh, what? Yeah. The chieftain wasn't too happy to hear about us.
Yeah, well, it's not exactly his fault.
Whose fault is it?
There's. I'm no investigator, but there are two people working here together that really should not be, and it's not good. Did you
Does it
see?
have any?
Did you see the old man?
He was there.
Yeah. That is the village seer. He's very influential. I don't know what's in his head.
And who's the other person working?
I don't know.
Does it have to do with the bandits?
As far as I can tell, they have just as much of a problem with him as we do. All I know is that someone has been going around doing certain things.
Such as?
Well, for instance, about 2 months ago, someone erected a very large bonfire in front of my home, trapping me in it for a few days. And I never found out who did this, but they never made a sound. I woke up to some heat, and that inferno was out there.
So someone wants you dead.
I don't know. They haven't come back, but there have been plenty of other problems in the area.
Anybody go missing?
Not yet. Plenty of livestock has.
Animal attack? Or just missing?
An animal would eat. Whoever's doing this doesn't.
Okay.
And then there's no cure for that.
Cure.
And then
No cure for
there's
what?
holes in the wall sometimes. Some
What does that
paths
mean?
don't look normal, and he's rubbing his eyes while he's doing this, and he seems
He
quite
looks-
distressed.
Does he look like he slept?
When you saw him earlier, he looked tired, but not exhausted. As I said, he's gaunt. He hasn't seen too much sun.
Do you think someone's been watching you?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Just the seer, or
I couldn't say. I don't know. I don't leave.
when was the last time you left?
Two months ago.
Jesus Christ. Holy crap. And when was this bonfire?
Two
A week?
months ago.
2 months. Oh. Do you need help
It-
getting out of here?
It moved. I can't explain it to you, but it moved.
What move?
That was definitely a message.
What was the message?
The bonfire is what he's referring to.
Oh, yeah.
It moved. I don't understand.
Yeah, I'm confused.
I'm back.
He shakes his head and he just crouches and looks at the pile of scrolls.
What have you been researching lately? Mapping.
Ignoring your question, he continues. For a moment, I thought it wanted the scrolls, but I tried to offer it one, and he just trails off.
Can I walk over and start looking at the scrolls?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So most of them are rolled up, but a lot of them have ink that bleeds through. And with the light now, you can see. You recognize some... I don't want to say writing, but copies of writing. It's clear that it was, like, sketched. It's not very clean. Of the writing that was on that map in the library. The image you posted in the Discord. The scratches.
Yeah. Is there anything else in the scrolls that's
You would
interesting
have
to
to
me?
grab one and unfurl it to be able to read it.
Alright, I
Just
grab
need
the
those
topmost
things right
one.
to that.
Just the-
You grab it, and the man who's crouched lunges for your hand and stumbles over and falls onto his elbow.
I help him up.
Okay. He staggers a little bit. He definitely feels weak and thin.
Is there a chair nearby I can help him to?
No, just tables.
Just table. Okay.
Mhm.
These are the kinds of tables where you kneel on both your knees and you work on them.
Oh, okay.
Very low. This is not a very tall space. You can only stand up straight in the center of the room.
Is there like a sit pad or something I can put him on?
Nope.
Jesus. I help him sit down and ask him if he needs any food or water.
You note that he reflexively folds his legs in such a way that both his feet are on top of both his knees. And he says, "No, just there's only the water from the sky."
Okay, I open the scroll that I took and look
Okay.
at it.
So what you have is an undated, scrawly rambling, presumably written by this guy, probably recently, given that it's on the top.
Mm-hmm.
But it's basically unintelligible. The picture you're getting here is that this man has gone a little bit insane.
Mm-hmm.
The most you can make out is words and fragments of words. Sentences are either illegible or nonsensical. But there is one name that is written clearly 3 times on that particular scroll.
Oh,
Is that?
go back to this tab.
Ginnanungagap?
Excuse you?
Ginnanungagap.
Oh.
I hand him some food rations and my water skin.
I ask him, what's this Ganunga Gap?
He puts a hand in front of the rations when you offer them, but takes the water. And he's shaking his head. Not allowed, not allowed. No, 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 no.
I ask him about Ganunga Gap again.
You can see him visibly cringe and shrink away from you, nursing the water skin. He doesn't answer.
Is that
Okay,
the
well-
fire?
He shakes his head vigorously.
Is that a yes or a no?
Shakes no.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, I open another scroll, maybe closer to the bottom this time, trying to get something more legible.
Are you reaching into the pile or just grabbing from
No,
the
just
base?
like on the
Okay.
from the base, trying not to like topple it over.
So again, you see Ganunga Gap. It's the same scrolly writing. This may have just even fallen off the top. There are 1 or 2 other things that are a little more clearly written, as though he had taken care to write them intentionally, just like with Ganunga Gap, but it's more words and names that you don't recognize.
Well, I'm not sure what to do here. I tell Bull.
What's the name of the sage?
This here?
Yeah, the seer. Sorry.
I wrote it down.
I'm asking him.
Yeah, I wrote it down.
His name is Ganunga Gap.
Okay, his name is Runa.
Runa?
Yep.
Okay. I tell Thaddeus to grab a scroll from the center of the pile.
Yeah, I do as he says and do that.
Okay. So you go fishing. And the man looks distraught again, but he's still drinking. And you come up with a scroll that is more legibly written. This one is dated for 2 years ago. And it is a short recount of a journey that the man went on, one of his many circuits. And at the base, you see that he's sketched out a map. He recorded a few wildlife sightings, but this just seems like stock standard geological survey stuff that he's just compiling over and over. You do note that he mentions that he returns to a house, which you suspect is probably not this place.
Does it say where the house is, or?
He says he returns to Moonhold, so somewhere in there.
Where's Moonhold on the map again?
That's the
city.
city.
You
Yeah.
just
Okay.
came
Yeah. Okay. Ask him where this house is, maybe.
He just stares into space.
Okay, I like motionable that we should probably just get going. Maybe try to find where the house is in the city.
Griff, do you have any maps here?
He nods yes.
Where are they?
He points at the pile.
Can you get them?
He nods yes, but more slowly. He takes another few long gulps of the water skin before handing it back to you. You note that it's pretty much empty. He just drank a very large amount of water.
Yeah.
And then he crawls over on hands and knees to the pile, and he starts fishing around. And you get the impression from the way that he's operating that this could take quite a long time. He's just pulling scrolls out, chucking them towards you, or if it's not what he wants, chucking it to the left. That kind of thing.
I tell Della to go outside and inform Longo.
All right, I do that.
Longo was not here, so if you want to...
I heard like 90% of it, so...
Yeah, but you should convey what it is you want him to know.
All right, tell him the dude inside is fucking crazy now. You know, there's some scrolls with the same like weird writing from like back at the library. You know, some weird names. You know, Gandanga Gap.
Do I know that name at all? Does that
No.
spark anything in me? Am I faulty?
Nope.
Okay.
No. Yeah. Apparently there was a fire outside of his house like 2 months ago that it trapped him in. That's probably what started him going crazy, you know? He's been trapped in there for the past 2 months. And that's
Does that
pretty
make
much
any-
everything.
Okay, so I'm gonna keep staying out here. I still don't feel right, and I'm just gonna keep an eye out.
I join him. Because, you know, nothing for me to do in there now.
What percentage would you say the pile is maps to ravings?
It's hard to know.
Okay.
Just take the whole thing.
The thing is several feet tall, though.
Oh.
I start pulling out the map with the weird writing that I made a copy of, and I ask him if he recognizes it.
He stops to look at it, stares at it for a long while, maybe 30 seconds, and then he either has some kind of moment of clarity or he suddenly becomes lucid. But he goes digging through the pile with more direction now. And he pulls out a scroll, unravels it, and shows it to you. And it's a near identical copy of the map that you made a copy of.
Okay, so I ask him if that's his copy or is that the original?
The original is back at the library. It was larger.
Right, I'm asking him.
Oh, if he copied it from the library?
Yeah.
No, I was born here. And you notice that his speaking pattern is very different.
And where is here?
Moonhold.
Moonhold?
Yeah.
I point to some of the writing. What is this language?
You can't read it?
Can you?
Yeah.
What is it?
Well, I don't know what to call it. It's just the language.
Can you translate it?
To what?
Common?
What is... What?
Oh, man, I don't know how to ask it. Does he just not see that it's a different language than common?
Are you asking him that?
Yeah.
What is common? I don't...
Is there a pen nearby? Or like a
Yeah.
writing utensil?
Yeah.
I write out just a random sentence and ask him if he can read that.
No, that's nonsense.
Okay. What languages do you know?
There's only one language.
And what's its name?
It doesn't need a name. It's the only language. What kind of question is this?
I try to explain to him that there are a lot more than one languages.
Are you illiterate or insane? I mean, I don't... What do you want?
Okay. This isn't going anywhere. Shoot. Is there some play... fuck. Where did you get a copy of this map?
Oh, my father handed it down to me.
Did he do this in your home? This home?
No, I don't... This is not my home. No, this is... No.
What is this?
This is my scriptorium. I just keep things here.
Is your home back in... what's it called? Waterhaven? Moonhold.
Yeah, I have a nice townhouse. I think you'll find my wife there right now, actually.
And your wife hasn't come visit you in these past 2 months?
What, 2 months?
The 2 months you just told me you've stayed in this scriptorium.
Why would I stay here?
Because of the fire outside.
The cooking fire?
Oh. Great.
I don't understand these questions at all.
Well,
Actually, what are you doing here?
I've come to look at some maps.
Okay.
Maps going into the Creighton Skates.
What are those?
The mountains outside.
He blinks at you. And then he falls to his knees.
Oh no. Is he awake?
Yep. He's on his knees, he's slumped over, and his head is, like, hanging.
I call out his name.
His head snaps up to look at you, and his eyes look a little bit lost again.
Which Griff am I talking to now? The one that's afraid of a fire outside, or the one that has no idea what's happened in the past 2 months?
At the word fire, you see him flinch.
Okay. Griff, who put the fire outside?
He says a word, but it's just babble to you.
Babble.
Or syllables, rather.
Well, alright. I start gathering up the maps he threw at me into my bag.
Okay. There's quite a few of them.
Yeah, I'll just stuff them. And then I'll head outside.
A moment passes, and then you hear the door shut.
Well, boys, that man's insane.
Please tell me you found
After you
something.
say that, the trapdoor on top of the hill that he opened to allow sunlight in closes.
He seems to have experienced something traumatic 2 months ago and has slowly lost his mind since. And it has something to do with the seer.
Got anything else?
I stuffed my bag full of his maps.
We know he has a house in the city. We should
Yeah.
probably go look for that.
He said his wife should be there.
Did you say the last time he was there?
He hasn't left in 2 months.
Yeah, so longer than 2 months.
Hopefully she's dead.
He had an
Huh?
odd moment of clarity where he didn't remember anything that's happened in the past 2 months.
Does this sound like... I guess I'd probably know a little bit about possession, right? Being a monk, and I guess in the whole spiritual attunement, does it... I'm guessing that maybe... It sounds like a possession to me, maybe.
He did say the fire moved.
It
Wanted-
moved?
Yeah, he thought it wanted something and he tried to offer it a map. But it didn't.
Fire is generally spread, you know? Could just be the ravings of a madman.
I don't think there was anything natural about the fire.
I pull out my wine skin, or my water skin really quick. And I'm gonna do something that I guess I learned in my monastery or whatever from the monks and the people there, that I know how to bless the water, essentially. I'll tempt my technique however long you think that should take, I don't know. A couple minutes, I guess. I'm gonna attempt to bless my water, and I'm gonna try to go into where they went. See the guy?
Okay. Do you knock,
Well-
or you just try to enter?
Just enter.
Okay. You have to shove the door open this time. It scrapes against something. You note that he started piling dirt up against it, which you push out of the way.
Okay. And this, I'm guessing, what, I open it and he's there?
Yeah. He has
he saying?
curled up against his stack of scrolls.
And he hasn't reacted to me breaking in or anything?
No.
Okay. I unbottle or unzip whatever my wine skin, or my water skin, and I sort of put the water in my hand, and I guess whisper some kind of prayer or something to it. I want to flick it at his face. See if he
You do
reacts.
so. He does react. He flinches as though he had just had water flicked on his face, and
But
wipes
nothing-
at his face, and then rolls over.
To what? Look at me, or?
No, just rolls. Changing position.
I want to put him on his back, and I want to just look at his eyes really quick.
Okay. Lift his eyelids at all, or?
Are his eyes closed?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll open his eyelids.
Okay. They seem pretty unfocused, and they have... I don't know if you're trained to notice this, but they have defects. Like cataracts and stuff like that.
I doubt, unless it's some kind of So I guess one question would be, would I... This was something that we probably should have established a while ago, but would I have the ability to sense anything overtly I guess spiritual would be the word. I'm not sure.
Everyone has the ability to sense that. It just depends on what it is and whether you can feel it. Whether you're looking for it as well. So you're particularly in tune with your god. Certain locations will resonate with you, stuff like that. But nothing about this situation speaks to you in any other way. Then there's something very wrong here.
Okay. I'm gonna start rummaging through his scrolls really quickly, and I'm gonna try to find one that has that language he has, or the language that we've learned about.
You can see them. Well, there's less light now, so it's harder for you, but you find one pretty quickly.
Okay, I take it. And is his eye still closed?
Yeah.
He's still lying down? Okay. I tear it in two.
Okay.
Anything happen?
No. You have 2 pieces of paper instead of 1.
Say the word fire.
He cringes and scoots away from you.
I ask him about his wife.
He waves you off and puts his thumb in his mouth.
Crazy. I guess I'll just,
I'll join Longo. And then I'll ask him, what did the fire want?
Like, so you decide to come into the hut, I guess?
Yep.
Okay. And
He inhales and draws his shoulders closer together, but doesn't say anything.
I look at him and say, how far are you willing to push this, man?
I don't know. It's tough. We need to figure out where this...
I have an idea, but it's not exactly the most pleasant thing.
What, are you gonna beat him up?
No, of course not.
Torture?
No. I was planning on making the thing he's scared of.
Oh. Should we do it outside the door like last time?
Hmm.
Let's do it.
Sure. Sure. Okay. So I guess I'll leave and see if I can find some like dried up grass or anything that I could find that'd be flammable.
I look at them and ask them what they're doing.
There is plenty of grass. A lot of it is overgrown and very tall. It should make for good kindling, but if you want a sustained burn, then you're going to need something more hardy, I think.
Like tree bark or something? I'm not sure what flammable really
You could burn his sign.
sign could be.
Yeah, it's made of wood.
Sure, take his sign.
Yeah, so I asked them again what they're doing.
We're gonna see
Getting
if he
answers.
talks to the fire.
I just motion myself away, and I don't help them with this.
Do you not approve?
Yeah, I'm just gonna walk away. Be like,
Keep an eye out.
Yeah, I'm keeping an eye out.
Don't have the time to sit here playing a game of cat and mouse. We have something
Yeah.
we need to do. Will hopefully get us somewhere. So I guess I'll get all the grass and whatever sort of flammable materials I can find in a decent area around us.
Okay.
Any sort of, I guess, twigs, any sort of like, dry branches, whatever. Just whatever I can find.
Okay. So you stack up a nice pile. It is, of course, mostly grass, but you set it up so that it'll hopefully light the sign on fire, even though the wood's slightly damp from dew. It occurs to you, looking down at what you've constructed, however, that grass fires are pretty smoky.
Hmm. That would probably attract attention. We could try a torch.
Do we have one?
Yeah, I have one.
I'm just staring them down while they're doing this.
We don't have
That's
enough
not how
to
you
make a
keep watch,
gigantic.
Dylan.
I mean, I'm not
We
actually.
won't have enough to make a big fire, but we can make a fire. What if we drag him out here so he sees it? If it was big enough before to block his entire house, I mean, we don't have the capability to do that.
No. Let's just take a torch into him. See how how he reacts.
That whole area's got a lot of damp, dry paper. I think it's a little dangerous.
We'll be fine.
I'm gonna go back down there and make sure he's not barricading the door again.
No, he's
Still crawled
dug
out.
a little bit deeper into his pile of scrolls, and he's just sitting there.
I'll take out my torch and light it, and then enter his home.
Okay. I think we'll leave it there, actually.
Okay.
We're at 2
Where
hours
he's
and
going.
40 minutes played, so...
Yeah, and I'm sure you got a lot of shit to think about right now. I mean.
No, I know what's gonna happen next.
Oh, nice. I don't want to stop them, bitch. Fuck you.
I'm
I want to
gonna-
know that.
We're stopping, so... Good luck.
Wait, you got another 20 minutes, maybe 5. Hey, I don't want to stop, motherfucker.
Hey, dude, while you guys are fucking summoning Satan, I'm gonna go back to the town real quick.
What?
He's switching sides on it.
I don't want to.
All right, let's go. Let's go 5 more minutes, huh? Let's bridge this here really quick. So he lights the fire and goes down. Dellet's still out there. Oh god, let's type.
Oh, he's typing. Oh god. I have to type.
Microwave, boys.
Oh, M-Wave.
Oh, it summons the microwave.
Oh god, we
It
lost.
transcends reality and enters our dimension.
You can't win against that.
And it starts zapping us, dude. Fuck. Beep, beep, beep. That's what he was hearing, dude. Some guy left his, like, chicken nuggets in the microwave too long and it fucking started a fire.
I don't know if Faulty's microwave had a name.
This is either gonna do nothing or it's gonna be really stupid.
Yeah, either way, it's fucking stupid.
No, I think this could be a genius. What if he starts talking to the fucking torch, bro?
Yeah.
Okay.
We can find out what the fire wanted.
You guys are just bullying a mentally disabled man.
Yeah, that's fine too. Who cares? Who's gonna tell him? Fucking HR, bro? Like, he's stuck
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Might be a little more of a chaotic, neutral action, but, don't think we're doing alignments or anything. Maybe I have no clue.
Mm. I think it was just general stuff, nothing. I'm mining, dude. I don't know about you.
Mine.
I'm
You're gonna
mining.
go get a mine from the town and go mining?
That's literally what I'm doing.
You should have just thrown up acid on this guy.
No, why would I do that? What's the point? What do I
Well-
gain by killing him?
Yeah, we're not killing him, we're just gonna dismember.
What do I gain by dismembering him? Nothing. I gain nothing.
I do the floss in his room.
Yeah, I throw acid at Longo. I burn his wings.
I use key point to dodge instantly.
I use the power of fucking acid to like aim it at him.
You can't do that. My turn. I use a key
I
point
can,
and
I can,
rush
I
at
can,
him.
dude. My wings are powerful enough that I beat the air, so the wind actually like moved my acid around.
Okay, and I use my wings to fucking blow it right back at
I
you.
spit acid into the air and it creates acid rain.
You're out of ammo, you can't do anything.
I have infinite ammo. Actually, I've been storing
Actually,
it
you,
up since
you
our
can
entire
only use
journey.
it once a day, so...
This is something I learned myself from storing it. You know, it's been how long? How many days has our journey been? Like 8? So like I have 8 days worth of acid just stored in my stomach right
Yeah,
now.
like that's how it works. I punch his
No.
stomach, rupture
I
his
peek
toxic
on
gland,
him
and he
really
dies.
hard. Yeah, well, I'm immune to toxic actually.
No, you died.
Nope.
Yeah, you died.
I'm immune to poisons.
No, you're not.
I'm immune to this poison because it's my poison.
Nope.
Yep.
Nope.
Yep. I mean, it's okay
Have
to be
you
wrong.
seen a fucking viper bite another viper? Is he just like, oh, bro, I'm invincible to this, bro. It doesn't matter.
Well, see, the
I
thing
don't
is,
think
I'm
they
not a
are.
viper. I'm a dragon.
I don't think
So
it
it's like-
matters if you produce the
does.
venom. If
It
you
does. For me.
if someone ejects the venom into you, you're fucked.
He doesn't understand how dragon physiology works. It's okay, you know.
Yes, thanks, Scaly.
I mean, got a big scaly dragon cock. You got a little feathered dick.
You got a
down
bad
there.
dragon, bro?
I mean,
I pull out my M16 and burst shoot Della's fucking head.
I pull out my don't care and I don't care.
Okay, Della died.
Mm.
Now we light the
I-
fire.
Nope. I actually transformed into the shadow realm, where I secretly control the dude.
I'm liking this whole make a fire thing.
I.
What are the odds he jumps into it, actually? It ignites him.
I think it's not a good idea. You're
Oh,
gonna
give a
fuck
fuck.
some shit up. Yeah.
Getting in my way.
I ate some tuna before we started, and that's all I could smell this whole time.
Nice tuna.
Okay,
Okay.
hi.
There's still going to be a cliffhanger. You're not getting away from it, but we'll advance a few minutes.
Okay, let's advance a few minutes then.
Okay. So you strike the torch, and you enter the hut.
Yep.
Do you enter yourself first or the torch first?
Torch first.
Okay. As soon as you step into the hut, an unholy screeching wail comes out of his mouth. And it just drones on and on as he scrambles to find any sort of shade from the torch in his hut. He tries to hide behind the scrolls. Do you advance towards him?
No, I hold my ground.
Okay. He burrows in and in and in and in, trying to cover himself with as much as he can.
Griff, I've returned.
I'm just cringing as I hear this. Sorry.
I totally just posted.
I look around and see if anyone's fucking watching.
He screams, but now it is slightly muffled by the sheer amount of scrolls that he's hiding under. And he begins to scramble within the pile, scattering
What
them all
did-
over the place.
What did I tell you last time?
It's like a fucking Spaceballs fucking skit. Oh my god.
He stops digging, and his scream dies down into a whine.
Griff.
He seems to have gone completely still.
I look at him and I say, "Will you help us if I kill the fire?"
Where are you standing?
Where am I standing?
Yeah.
Probably like where his little fucking crouch table is, around there. Far enough away, I guess.
You're close enough that you hear the whine turn into something else.
Can I make it
Sound-
out?
Sounds like mumbling, but no, you can't.
Speak up, Griff.
The same noise continues.
Get closer.
I guess I nudge a little bit closer, and I'll have my fists at the ready to fucking punch whatever comes in. If anything lunges at me, it's getting punched.
You inch closer, and it's still not unintelligible. You continue to approach.
He's burying a bunch of scrolls, right?
Yes.
Can I spread my wings out a little bit?
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to spread my wings out, flap him, and blow the scrolls away from him.
Scrolls are not that light.
What?
And your wings are not that powerful.
What? What the fuck? They make wings. What the
There's
fuck?
many feet of scrolls here. How
Well,
long
I
do you
just
want to? How long do
pick
you want
up
to flap?
some dust. Hello?
How long do you want to flap?
What? Hello? I just kick up some wind. What am I, a sparrow? What is this shit?
Yeah.
What?
How long do you want to do this?
I can fly 60 feet in the air.
You're
and
not
this
gonna.
is-
You're not gonna gust away 3 feet of scrolls. It's gonna take time.
Well, how much time? I have to flap.
I don't know.
Flap.
Do you want to start doing it and keep going, or what?
Yeah, sure. Let's start fucking flapping.
Okay. So you start dislodging scrolls, and they're moving away, and some of them hit the wall. And as you do this, you're not exactly helping yourself understand his mumbling. You're creating more noise, but you do start revealing him.
What,
and
is
he
behind or is...
Well, the top half of his body. His legs are
Okay.
curled up against the wall.
Mm-hmm.
And as you do this, he starts to scramble again, although he's holding his upper half relatively in the same position. Like he's moving just his legs, basically.
Is he holding on to something?
You don't know, you can't see him yet.
Yeah, I'll start
Kyle just isn't
brushing,
being disturbed by anything other than his legs.
stop flapping, and I'm gonna start trying to move away the stuff towards the front of him.
Okay. So you uncover more and more of him until you see him, and he has a scroll gripped in his 2 hands, spread out, and he is reciting from it. It has the same writing as the map from before, and the words he is speaking are completely unintelligible to you, and in fact, they seem... The way you hear them is almost as if your ears could have blurry vision. They kind of blend with each other, they mix. There's definitely something magical about to happen.
I put out the fire.
The second you do that, he stops speaking.
Try to take the scrolls out of his hand.
He has something close to a death grip on these. Do you try to fight him for it?
How
Touch
evil
it,
do I want to be?
I mean, he's pretty weak. He's been famished for 2 months.
Yeah, I'll try to, like, wrestle it out of his hands a little bit.
Okay. Are you, like, peeling his fingers off of it, or...?
Yeah, I guess I'll try to... I want to just sort of... I want to put some pressure on his, like, wrist or something to try to get him to let go.
Okay.
Like, just sort of grab his wrist and keep squeezing. This is bullying.
You touch him very lightly at first, and then you start applying pressure, and you can feel something in his arms shifting, like, out of your way. You're disturbing something inside of him.
I immediately jump back, and I fucking exclaim to Bull, something is very wrong here.
You can see the impression you left on his wrist reform itself, taking up solid again.
I tell Bull, okay,
What is it, man? Spit it out!
An
There's
oppressive
something-
presence fills the room. You feel extremely uncomfortable.
I make a sprint for the door. I make a dash, dude. I'm fucking bouncing.
I pull out the rapier.
You're staying in the room?
Yep.
Okay. So
I'll
you're
wait it.
near the door, right?
Yeah. I'm like right in the entrance of it.
Okay. He raises himself up. However, the way he does this is almost as though he's a marionette. His ass comes up first. don't see any pressure of him pushing himself up. Then his arms and his head. And you see his mouth, which is no longer a human mouth. It is this Y shape that is unfolding every time he speaks. And you hear that strange, magical sounding language again.
I start to back out the door.
The last thing you see is the mouth knitting itself shut, and then the door slams on you before you're even halfway out of it.
Hell yeah, let's go.
We did it, boys! Hell yeah, what the fuck? We gotta,
Summoning
Yeah.
Satan.
Is
So
Dylan
what-
still up there?
Yeah, I'm outside. I
Doesn't
asked him
know
what
any of
happened.
what just happened.
Yeah, I'm very confused.
I pick him up
Just
and
heard a
push
bunch
him
of
down the
rumbling.
fucking... Push him in. He fucking go, bro.
Push him in. Okay, well, so is the dude
I
still
say he
freaking
wants
out
to
in
talk
there?
to you. I say he wants to talk to you, Dylan.
Alright, I go inside.
Nope, we're done.
Okay.
Nice.
Whoo boy.
Yeah, okay, no, that's definitely what I fucking expected to happen.
Yeah, fucking dumbass.
What do you mean? Dude, it's fine. Just leave, bro. What the fuck? Who cares? Just go to the next zone, bro. Load out. He can't load into another level.
Now I'm pumped.
Alright, I'm making a contract with this demon and I'm killing Longa.
Yeah, I fucking summoned North Gap over here. I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen, but
The great Globgo Gabgalad.
Globe Gab Galab. Yeah, well, this is Dalt's fault, pretty much
You're
entirely.
so fucking stupid.
You're so dumb, actually. This is
How
all
is
your
this
fault.
not your fault?
How is this not mine? What?
Let's make a fire.
That was a genius idea.
So those two are outside and I'm stuck inside.
No. It slams
Oh.
on you, forcing you out.
Yeah.
Oh.
And now I've been forced in there by Longa.
Yeah.
Yes.
You don't know that.
I open the sunroof and I throw him in.
I shimmied in, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know what to say to
Alright,
any
you
of
ready
that.
for this? I'm about to get clogged by Illager.